Good evening and welcome into Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette. We are hitting the stretch of Hart Conference play. Central Methodist hosts William Penn tonight. The Statesmen 2-6 on the season. CMU 3-3. A good opportunity for both sides to get in the win column tonight. We'll let Gary Linhart take you through the opening prayer, national anthem, and the starting lineup. So we'll have tip-off after that.
Integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and remove your hats for a prayer to be followed by the playing of our national anthem. Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant all athletes, coaches, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes and ask that you protect them from injury and harm. Help us to honor you in all we do, on and off the floor, and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Gentlemen, let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Statesmen of William Penn. At guard, 5'3" and senior from Louisville, Kentucky, number 0, Caleb Jones. At guard, a 5'8" freshman from Cedar Rapids, Allen, number 2, Yes, Doolin. At forward, a 6' senior from Amityville, New York, number 5, Taylor Lawhorn. At forward, a 5'9" junior from Toledo, Ohio, number 11, Dakota Smith. And at guard, a 5'8" senior from Waco, Texas, number 12, Kayla Peoples. The Statesman led by head coach Sean Berger. He's assisted by Nick Coffey, Jocelyn Herbeck, Kennedy Young, and Tiana Nesser.
Gary Linhart doing a phenomenal job as always. William Penn and the Road Navy CMU in their home whites this evening in Puckett Fieldhouse. Aaron Mosier with you on the Hart Conference Network. Both sides coming off of a loss. William Penn has lost 4 in a row, looking to snap that streak CMU fell to Mid-America Nazarene on Saturday. William Penn has the opening tip-off, and we are underway. This is Kayla Jones, who fakes and misses the layup. Senior from Louisville. Alina Riley from deep. High archer short. And William Penn carries it the other way with Dakota Smith. Now Jones will spin off of Robinson. A little floater off the window is good. Jones averaging just over 6 points a game. 5'3" senior. KJ hands it off to Asnate Gerke. She recollects, and then it's turned over into the hands of Taylor Lahorn. This is a William Penn team that has struggled on offense this year. 59 points a game, just 36% from the field as a unit. Taylor Robinson picks up the foul, her first. Smith thought about the three. Now Jones will tee it up and knock it down. William Penn has not shot the ball well from three this year, just 31%, averaging 21 attempts a game from distance, but pretty good start on offense for the Statesmen with turnovers on the other end for CMU. William Penn up 5-zip. Patke is able to get a hand on it. It's off of William Penn and out of bounds. So CMU possession. KJ with a great entry feed to Patke, who is fouled. Patke averaging almost 9 points per game. Nobody for CMU as of right now averaging double figures. A very balanced scoring attack. Patke shooting 64% from the stripe to begin the year. After spending a few seasons at Truman State, originally from Washington, Missouri. And Patke splits the trip, or she knocks down both. This is Kayla Peoples, leading scorer for William Penn. Thus far it's been Jones as CMU goes into their zone defense. Broken through, a little floater is down for Dakota Smith, junior from Toledo, Ohio, transferred from Madonna. She's averaging 7.5 points a contest. Gerke fires it to the corner, but she stepped on the baseline. And that's 3 turnovers thus far for CMU. William Penn coming off of a loss to Columbia. Both these teams have fell to the Cougars. William Penn just shot 34% from the field in that game, out-rebounded by 12. Peoples had 17 points in that outing. Jones will try another one from deep, and she left this one short. Out of bounds off of William Penn. CMU basketball down by 5. Eagles are 2-2 at home this year. Wins over UHSP and Crowley's Ridge. Losses to Columbia and Mid-Am. Peoples pulls it back out for the Statesman. Crossover split through, and a little floater falls for Smith, who's had a good start to the day. And the Statesman to expand their lead up 9-2 as Dustin Young will call a timeout. We'll step aside in the Hart Conference Network. Welcome you back to Puckett Fieldhouse. 9-2 lead for William Penn over CMU. Kayla Jones with 5 points. Dakota Smith with 4 as Dustin Young took a timeout. Trying to reset things for CMU, but turnovers have been a problem early. That's their 4th. Still looking for their first field goal. Caitlin Patke put in 2 free throws as Dustin Young goes to his bench with Mary Copeland and Nautica Washington. It was all Washington and Snate Gerke in the first quarter against Mid-America Nazarene, and on cue, Gerke forces the turnover the other way, and one for Gerke. Gerke had 8 points in that first quarter against Mid-Am, 7 points for Washington. Gerke finished with 12 points. And she converts a 3-point play. She finished with 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. One of her best performances of the year, provided plenty of energy for CMU in that game. From the corner, the 3 is too strong for William Penn and Diaz Doolin. Gerke, more tempo the other way, and finishes through a bit of contact. That's 5 straight points for Snate Gerke. That's cut the deficit to 2 for CMU. Free throw line J falls for Kayla Peoples. See if CMU can convert in the half court. It's been Gerke in transition their last 2 buckets with 5:20 remaining in the first quarter. KJ dumps it in. Possession arrow does favor CMU. As Riley returns for the Eagles, Cortland Jackson is in for William Penn, along with Eleni Stefanaki. With the shot clock winding down, KJ's 3 is off the heel. Peoples orchestrates the offense, wants the screen. Switched on to KJ off the pick. Kick out to the top of the key. Smith bounces it for a turnover. Intended for Carter. Carter in the game instead of Stefanaki. Riley from 3. Roll it off target. And so Packey returns for Copeland. Gerke with a quick breather in for KJ. And now Dustin Young will have Gerke pick up full court. And she's almost able to force the turnover. Peoples trapped. Able to split through. A cross-court pass for a three. Air ball for William Penn. And Reagan Pavesi. Interception. CMU forces the turnover. Robinson the other way. Jump stop. Gets a little help from the rim. Robinson tied with her former battle teammate Nautica Washington for the team high in points per game, 9.5 for Robinson. She's been efficient as well, 57% from the field. This is Peoples. And another air ball for William Penn from distance. Again, and a team shooting just 31% from beyond the arc. And that's a quick run for Robinson. Tybert checks in for CMU. Tybert, baseline drive, cut off by Pavesi. Pressures her out to Gerke. And that's a little bit off the mark. Packey's follow is missed, and that's a foul on the rebound. So second team foul on CMU. They're able to escape Gerke again. William Penn led by Sean Bedford. He's in his first year as the head coach. Was the interim last season for 16 games. Just a 4-win campaign for the Statesmen last year. And a nice little swerve through and finish for Dakota Smith, who has provided some nice minutes in her start. 6 points now. Kayla Jones with 5. Washington baseline. She's bumped and a foul coming, I believe, on Smith. Third team foul on the Statesmen, up 13-9, 3-0, now 2:52 remaining in this one first quarter. Gerke. They're back to the basket. Fires it out to Packey. Handoff to Washington. 7 to shoot for Gerke. And another foul on William Penn. Kayla Peoples picks up her first personal. Fourth team foul on William Penn. Shot clock resets, 2:38 remaining in the first quarter. Packey wants Washington. Delivers it to her. She's cut off, out to Riley, back to Washington. And from deep, it's a little bit off target. Gerke hustles, taps it to Packey. She misses the layup. Gerke still hustling on the floor. And she forces the tie-up. The possession arrow favors William Penn. So a difficult start for Packey. Couple of missed layups now. And Sean Bedford wants a timeout. 2:16 remaining in the first quarter. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
He's for the 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle. He's to the 20, to the 10. He is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Still caught down the line, and it's a line drive right down the line. Running catch by Jolly. Fields finds Henry, turns, shoots, hits it from the corner. The fading three.
Set for the return to action. William Penn up 13-9. 2:16 remaining in the first quarter. Kayla Peoples attacks the zone. Floater, too strong, can't find her own miss. Gerke sends it back out for Tybert to orchestrate this offensive set. Cross-court pass to Tybert from Washington and a feed inside. Packy falling away, finds her touch. Well executed. They find the look they wanted to for Patke. Gerke at the head of the zone. Swing it around to Pavesi. Her three is well off the mark. Another air ball for William Penn from deep. This follow miss by Lahorn. And Gerke with the interception. And she races the other way for a layup. Asnate Gerke ties it up at 13 apiece. She's got 7 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And now 3 steals for Gerke. And there's another. 4 steals for Asnate Gerke through the first 9 minutes of this one. Cross court to Tybert. The Southpaw's 3 swirls out. Washington hustles for the rebound and collects it. And Washington will try from deep, off target. And we are a combined 1 of 13 from distance. Pavesi's layup falls in transition. And now there's a 4-second difference, shot clock to game clock. William Penn up by a deuce, and a foul on Tybert on the drive. 13 foul on CMU. Now William Penn can hold for the last shot. 27 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Copeland is in for CMU along with KJ. Kayla Carmen in for William Penn. As Pavesi, the junior from Austin, Texas, takes across the timeline. Washington forces the turnover. Copeland ahead. And Washington will take this layup herself. And we're tied at 15. As now CMU forcing the turnovers. William Penn averaging 17 a game. And a heave way off the mark. Another air ball for William Penn. Dakota Smith misses that one. And we take a tie ball game into the break. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
Before the lights, there's the grind. Every hour, every hit, every moment carved in sweat and sacrifice. Now, it's your stage. From grind to glory, 516 Sports Capital builds the stage for your story.
Tied at 15, set to begin the second quarter. 7 turnovers for William Penn, 5 for CMU. But CMU has been able to convert those 7 turnovers to 11 points. And they're shooting 43% from the field. Washington improves that with a little drive. Washington with 4 points. Patke with 4. Asnate Gerke has really been the MVP for CMU today. 7 points, 4 steals. CMU stays in the zone defense. Cross-court pass got to Jones. A little right-handed floater drops in, and that's 8 Now 7 points for Jones. Turnover for CMU, their 6th. Drive and an and one for Nevaeh Diaz-Doolin. She's averaging 7 points a game, 62.5% shooter at the stripe from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Cedar Rapids Prairie High School. And Gerke returns, replacing Riley Robinson back into the game as well for CMU. And a three-point play for William Penn, as they lead 20-17. Washington bumped, and there's a foul. Caleb Peoples returns for the Statesman. Washington drains it. She's looking to find her touch again. Shooting just over 15% from deep this year, and Kayla Jones with the answer. Robinson, did a bit of contact, missed it. Foul outside on Washington. People sends it across court. Jones zips it back. And with 7 on the shot clock, kickball violation. And so that resets the shot clock for William Penn. 2-6 on the season are the Statesmen, and just 1-5 on the road. Penn up 21-20, and this one can't fall off the window. Ricochets to Robinson, who pulls it out. A swing to Washington from deep. And too strong. KJ with the miss. Got it back and makes it. Back and forth game here between WPU and CMU. Jones, left-handed drive, another long floater, short. Packy the rebound. Washington drives, hands it off. Packy, jump shot miss. Washington crashes in, and might have been blocked. Gerke hands it back off to Robinson. As Dustin Young looks to run a set with 9 on the shot clock. KJ inside looking for Packy, denied. And one for Dakota Smith. Lahorn with the block, and Smith converts it into a potential three-point play. Smith shooting 58% from the stripe. Mason Williams is in. KJ, Washington, and Pat Key are out. Riley back into the game along with Copeland. And William Penn leads by a deuce with 6:41 remaining in the first half. Robinson, baseline, feeds it inside. Copeland off the glass. It's good. Smith, cross court. Jones thought about it, steps back. And Diaz-Doolin has it deflected off of her. Taylor Robinson forces a turnover. And CMU with a chance to take the lead. Copeland delivers it to Riley. Off the pick inside Copeland into the block, and she charges. At least that's what's the whistle for. Fourth team foul for CMU in this quarter. They have been spread out. Nobody has more than one for either side. Pretty evenly matched game thus far, tied 24 apiece. Peoples, a pump fake. Gets it back. 6 on the timer, floater, can't fall. Gerke hands it off to Williams. Right wing, skips it up top to Tybert. Gerke wants the screen. And a moving pick on Copeland, so that's her second personal, 15 foul on CMU. With just under 5 minutes remaining, we've hit the timeout. Tied at 24 apiece. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Now we have the score updated and correct both on the scoreboard and in the box score. William Penn up 26-24. And Lahorn to the stripe. From New York in Garden City, CC. She's averaging 6 points a game and shooting 54% from the stripe. That's the second personal foul on Tybert. Lahorn empty out the charity stripe, and CMU goes the other way, down by 2. Washington accelerates straight into the chest of William Penn and draws a whistle on Jones. Sorry, Kayla Peoples picks up the foul. Her second personal, second team foul in this quarter on William Penn. Washington goes right back to the drive, out to Williams in the corner. And this one's off. And still struggles from deep for both sides. Now a combined 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. And that's off the heel for Kayla Peoples. Williams stops, hands it off. Washington able to turn the corner and draw the foul. Wanted to get to her spot, and that has been the memento in this game for Washington with the right-handed drive. And a chance to put CMU up by a point. She's up to 9 points, a team high for CMU. Kayla Jones with a game-high 10, Dakota Smith with 9, Asnate Gerke with 7. And so CMU leads by 1. Cross-court pass intercepted by Washington. She read it the entire way. And that's 10 turnovers for William Penn. Washington wants that right-hand drive again. Cut off. Gerke crossover. They give it back to Washington. Thought about the 3. Right-handed drive. Gets to her spot and makes it. And this 3, another air ball for William Penn. Well off target for Cortland Jackson. Washington able to hold off and then drive in, draw the foul. This has been the idea for Washington all night long. Not settling for the 3. He's 1 of 4 from distance. But she has been perfect on the drive. I should say she's missed 1 inside the arc. Gerke to Packy, well executed. And CMU is finding success on the attack. Now up by 5. But 2:50 remaining in the first half. Peoples bounces it, Jones heaves it. Off back iron, Packy has the rebound, and then an errant pass intended for Robinson. Peoples into the teeth of the defense and then skips it to Jones from the foul line, back to the basket, faces up, poked away by Gerke. Shot clock down to 9. In and out crossover, Jones out to Peoples from the corner, good. Peoples shooting 32% from distance this year from Waco, Texas. Foul as Washington trying to turn the corner. 31-29, CMU leads. And now CMU into the bonus. 5 team fouls on William Penn. Diaz-Doolin picks up her second personal. Washington shooting 63% from the stripe. No turnovers on the night for Washington. Improved from the loss to Mid-America Nazarene. Elena Riley returns for CMU. The Eagles up by 4. Washington up to 14 points. Jones fakes. Pressured by Gerke, able to feed it around to Peoples, into the corner. Pavesi dribbles into a 3 off the side iron, and a better read on the rebound for the Statesman and Turner, senior from Des Moines. Robinson swirls around, can't make the layup, batted by Fanning to KJ, who muscles for the rebound, missed the follow. Robinson with another opportunity for CMU. She gets to her spot, and one for the Eagles. Just inside that right block has been the spot for CMU in this first half, whether that be Washington or Robinson. And that is a foul on Kayla Jones. And a three-point play converted for CMU, and they lead 36-31. With a minute 5 remaining in this first half from Puckett Fieldhouse. CMU has won 9 straight over the Statesmen. And a turnover for Peoples. Robinson the other way. Jump stop, makes the layup, extends the lead. Their largest of the night for CMU. 7-point advantage. That's 11 turnovers for William Penn in the first half. And number 12 is a steal for Gerke, her 5th steal of this one. But she gives it right back to Peoples, and there's about a 1-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Jones tees it up, off back iron. Gerke ran into, I believe, by her own teammate Fanning, and that's why there was no whistle for a foul. And Gerke able to get up. And a foul on the shot. That puts Amaria Turner at the line from the vaunted Kirkwood CC junior college program. It was the D2 NJCAA champs a couple of years ago. Timeout on the floor, 38-31, CMU leads. Shooting 50% from the field. William Penn shooting 43% from the field. We are combined 4 of 22 from distance, but CMU 7 of 7 from the stripe with 15 points off of turnovers, out rebounding William Penn 20-14. 26 points in the paint for the Eagles, with 9 steals. Nautica Washington with 14 points, a game high. Kayla Jones with 10. Dakota Smith with 9. It's Nate Gerke with 7 points, 5 steals. Taylor Robinson with 7 points herself. Caitlin Packey with 6. CMU leads this series in the last 10, 9-1. Again, 9 straight wins. The last win for William Penn in this series and in Fayette was in 2020, a 62-60 win in overtime. They had a really good year that season, but they lost in the Hart Tournament Championship game to CMU. Their last winning season was the 2020 to 2021 season. It's been a real struggle for this William Penn women's basketball program since that point, as Packey checks in. That Kirkwood Community College program has been so good under Kim Ewell, who is nearing 40 years as their head coach, with 9 national titles, 23 national tournament appearances. He has been fantastic in Des Moines. So Turner certainly has pedigree from there. She splits the pair, 6-point lead for the Eagles as they can hold for the last shot with 10 seconds remaining. Gerke feeds it to Fanning. Great assist. And CMU up by 8. That's the lead they take into the locker room. We will step aside on the Hart Conference Network. CMU up 40-32. CMU up by 8, 40-32. On William Penn as they begin the second half of action. CMU shot almost 52% from the field in the first half. William Penn 43%. Diaz Doolin in the lane, little teardrop off back iron, tapped around, and KJ corrals the miss. Long pass ahead to Riley. And around the horn, they hand it off to Robinson. She had 7 points. Shot 3 of 5 from the field in the first half. Gerke with 8 on the timer. Out to Robinson. They dump it into Packy to the left hand. Got it. A little fall away. And CMU extends their largest lead of the ball game. Now a 10-point advantage. It was tied after the first quarter at 15 apiece, but CMU finished the first half strong and won it by 8, 25-17. And there's another turnover for William Penn, their 13th. Riley, baseline outside, Robinson from deep, and she knocks it. Robinson, as we hit on briefly in the first half, has been so efficient this year, 57% from the field and 50% from deep entering the night. What a freshman year for Robinson. Teardrop falls for Dakota Smith, who's now to 11 points for William Penn. Gerke, jump stop off the window, it falls. Gerke with 9.6 steals in this game. Might have a chance for a double-double in that department. The way she's playing and the way William Penn has turned the ball over. On the floor, Smith draws a whistle, count the bucket and the foul. William Penn making a trip in from Oskaloosa. We'll have the men's game after the women's game tonight. Let's give you a score update from around the heart as William Penn is able to have a three-point play there to answer Robinson's three. St. Ambrose leads Mount Mercy 31-29 in Davenport. 6:42 remaining in the third quarter. And a deflection and a steal by Lawhorn. Jones races the other way into contact, and that's a charging foul on Jones. And Asnate Gerke able to draw the whistle. That brings Donica Washington into the game for KJ. CMU up by 10. Mid-Am and Benedictine and Atchison, the Pioneers up 43-37. Of course, top 15 in the nation right now. Gerke fires it to Washington, turns the corner, and she draws the foul on Lawhorn. Washington shooting 63% from the stripe. Briasha Carter checks into the game for William Penn. Culver Stockton leads Missouri Baptist at the end of the first half, 39-37. Grandview leads Clark by 2, 42-40 in Dubuque. In the third quarter, Baker leads Park 35-30. Beginning the second half, William Woods leads Missouri Valley by 1, 35-34. As Washington splits her trip to the stripe. CMU up by 1. Smith skips it across to Peoples. Right back. It's Smith Gives it back to Peoples as Kirky sends it away. See if they credit that as a steal for Kirky. As that shot is off the mark, and Robinson fouls Peoples in the backcourt. Final Hart score update, Peru State leads Graceland 42-33 in Lamoni. That's just underway in the third quarter. Freehill kicks it out, off the heel, and Tybert has the miss. She accelerates the other way, hands it off to Gerke. She wants to move. Hackey decides to take it herself and almost unabated to the rim. CMU with their largest lead up by 13. And another turnover for William Penn. Gerke wide open the other way, and it's a 15-point lead for CMU, and Sean Bedford needs a timeout. All CMU in this third quarter. We'll step aside the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student-athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
CMU up by 15. 5:38 remaining in the third quarter, and Gerke spikes it out of bounds. 11 points, 6 steals, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block for Gerke tonight. Sidestep 3 for Freehill off the mark. And a foul. On Turner. CMU has really found their touch on the offensive end, shooting 57% from the field. Getting everything they want inside the paint with 34 points in the paint. Riley from deep. That's short. Turner can't corral it. Riley trying to fire it quickly back to Copeland. This is Riley. With 4 to shoot, turns it over. William Penn the other way with Freehill off the mark. And 1 for the Statesman. And Dakota Smith with another chance at a 3-point play. And she now has a game-high 16 points, 7 of 9 from the field. Her and Jones have combined for 26 of the 39 for William Penn. Nobody else for the Statesmen has more than 5. CMU has 4 in double digits with Washington, Gerke, Robinson, and Patkey. And Turner able to lasso in the rebound, and it's off of CMU. As Riley is shaken up on the CMU bench. Pavesi off the mark, rebounded by Washington. Williams off target. And Smith's lamp was blocked by Copeland. Great hustle down the floor, but William Penn sticks with it and draws the foul. Really do not like what we see out of Alina Riley in a ton of pain over there. I hope this is not anything serious. She is so important to the success of this year's team, entering the night shooting 44% from deep. Point lead for CMU, under 4 to play in the third quarter. Tybert trapped, and great interception by Pavesi. Well, she blew the layup. Ouch. Dustin Young not happy with his crew with 3:47 remaining in the third quarter. Up by 11, but William Penn has the momentum. We'll step aside for a short break on the Hart Conference Network.
East of the 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle, he's to the 20, to the 10. He is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Field caught down the line, and it's in a line drive right down the line. Running catch by Jolly. Fields finds Henry, turns, shoots, hits it! From the corner, the fading three.
Point lead for CMU, under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Washington cross court to Tybert. He directs the offense. Washington delivers it inside. Quick hitter to Patkey from KJ. Patkey up to 12 points. That's the 9th assist of the night for CMU. 13-point advantage for the Eagles, deflected off of Washington out of bounds. CMU looks to move above 500 tonight. 3-3 entering the evening. 2-2 at home. Pavesi's 3 off target. Hustle for the rebound on the floor. Tybert has the tie-up. Possession arrow favors CMU. William Penn now 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. And we are a combined 5 of 30 on the night from distance. almost a turnover across the timeline. CMU keeps possession up by 13. KJ in the corner, hounded by Turner. Now Johnson turns at the foul line, missed it short, long rebound. Would have been a great opportunity for an offensive rebound. Turner has it blocked by KJ. She tried to hook her on the way to the rim. And recovery by Johnson. Washington steps back, moves it to KJ. Torrential defense by Freehill. CMU somehow still has possession. Cross-court pass to Tybert. 4 on the timer, blocked. Sent away by Dakota Smith. That possession was all out of whack for CMU. Freehill has a poke from behind into the hands of William Penn, and the jumper falls for Carter. Point lead for the Eagles. In this third quarter by just 3. Washington in the corner, drills it. Big 3 for CMU. And Central Methodist up by 14 with 62 seconds remaining in the quarter. Freehill, pump fake, and jeez, William Penn unable to dial in anything from deep tonight. Now 3 of 18, and a lot of these misses have been ugly. Both teams finding a lot more success inside the arc. Gerke. Now to KJ. And this one's short. 5-second difference between the shot clock and game clock for William Penn. Pavesi drives, moves it, and a good feed to Lawhorn. And now the shot clock is dark for CMU. Tybert runs into contact and draws the foul on Dakota Smith. 14 fouls each way. And that is the third foul on Smith. Kayla Jones has 3. Taylor Robinson and Ellie Tybert both with 3 for CMU. Tybert pressure, gets it out to Gerke. With 8 to shoot, KJ wide open. And she pays it off. CMU up by 15. Long heave off the mark for Freehill. Just missed it. And a good finish for CMU to end the third quarter. A couple of threes, one by Washington and KJ. And we will step aside the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
14-point lead for CMU. 10 minutes remaining in this ball game. Monica Washington with a game-high 18 points. Turnover for CMU. Their 14th of the night. Patke with 12. Gerke with 11. Taylor Robinson with 10. Dakota Smith with 16. Kayla Jones with 10. But William Penn as a team shooting just 38% from the field and being out-rebounded by 8. Skip pass over to Freehill, jab step, and a kick back out to Peoples. Their three is short, but there is Pavesi into the trees, blocked, and thrown away. Strong defense thus far tonight for CMU. Their third block of the evening. 11 steals for Central Methodist as well. Washington from the corner. Short, finds her own miss. Missed the layup, a little bit of contact, no whistle. Dakota Smith in and out, straight to the hoop. Up to 18 points for Dakota Smith, again, junior from Toledo, Ohio. Washington try to feed it inside to Patke. Lahorn sends it away. Pavesi kicks it out to Freehill. Little Euro step off the window, it falls, but then cuts the deficit to 11. And Dustin Young takes the jacket off and takes a timeout. And he wants a discussion with his team to make sure they finish out this game strong. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network. Long pass, too far for Washington. William Penn with a bit of momentum. Right now down by 11. Washington with the potential steal. Somehow Smith gets it away. This three-pointer off target for Freehill. Yeah, now William Penn 3 of 20 from distance. Washington with a top finish. Up to 20 points. She has found her mojo and did it tonight coming off the bench. Love to see it for Washington. She's now 6 of 12 from the field. This layup off the mark for Smith. Just her fourth miss of the night. Washington moves it to KJ in the corner. That's off target. Kayla Jones speeds the other way. Little teardrop high archer, gets a little help from the rim and drops in. Jones up to 12 points, 5 of 10 from the field. Seven minutes, 10 seconds for CMU to close this one out. KJ at the foul line. Drives off the window and off the mark. And a foul on Washington, a step late. Second personal, first team foul for CMU in the quarter. Asa Fanning is in for Patke. Tybert checks in. Mason Williams replaces Washington. This is the last game of the 4-game homestand for CMU. They'll be on the road before Thanksgiving next week at Park and Culver Stockton. Baseline drive and a well-executed finish by Dakota Smith. She's now up to 20 points. And this is the first time it's been within single digits in quite some time for William Penn, and they force a turnover. Smith corrals it. Layup, no. Rebound, out of bounds, CMU possession. Surprised no whistles for any fouls there underneath. But now Justin Young laying into his team. William Penn winning this fourth quarter 8-2. CMU shooting 50% from the field. Williams off target. Jab step and a drive. Baseline pass out to Jones. Three and well off the mark. Fanning with a tough rebound. Almost a steal in the backcourt. Gerke across the timeline. Looks to settle things down for CMU, and she is fouled by Freehill. Justin Young gets Washington back into the game. Williams bumped by Freehill. Megan Freehill from Lewiston, Illinois, in Blackhawk Community College. Second team foul this quarter for William Penn. Nobody has more than 3 fouls for either side. Williams skips it. Washington pump fake, sidestep, tees it up. Tough three. Even though it was contested after the fake, still knocked it down. Missed by Lawhorn, and basketball stays with William Penn. The Statesman shooting just above 38% right now. Robinson returns, replacing Williams. Freehill tries another three, and finally, Penn knocks one down. Now 4 of 22 from beyond the arc. Tybert bumped at the timeline, much to the dismay of the William Penn bench. Kayla Jones picks up the foul. That's her 4th. The third team foul in this quarter for the Statesmen. And Sean Bedford looks like he just picked up a technical foul. Understand a bit of the frustration. So Washington will take the technical free throws. CMU now 9 of 10 from the stripe tonight. Splits the trip. CMU keeps possession, 5:07 remaining in this one. Washington 23 points, 5 rebounds. William Penn had built a bit of momentum, then Washington knocked down that 3. Ten-point advantage for the Eagles. Robinson's 3 is short. Great hustle by Tybert. Awards an extra possession for the Eagles into the hands of Gerke. And she fires it inside to Fanning. It works to the right hand, draws the foul, and will take 2 free throws. Alyssa Fanning, sophomore from Moberly. This is the first with Pat Key at the table. And a split trip to the line. CMU up by 11, 4:42 remaining. William Penn, before Thanksgiving, will host William Woods this Friday, and then we'll be at Mount Mercy next Tuesday. Jones backs out of the trap, skips it across, batted into the hands of Smith, and she's able to split through and scoop in the layup. Robinson bumped in the backcourt by Pavesi, and that's 5 team fouls on William Penn. CMU into the bonus. CMU up by 9. Robinson shooting 67% from the stripe. And she drills the first. She shot about 75% from the stripe at Battle High School, where she averaged double-digit points, 5 assists a game as well, but she splits the trip for the Eagles. This three for Pavesi is knocked down. And she has been a bright spot in that area for the Statesmen tonight. At least on that one for Pavesi. Washington missed it. And they blow the whistle in the backcourt. I think William Penn would have liked the transition opportunity. KJ replaces Tybert. William Penn still winning this fourth quarter, 16-8. CMU led by as much as 15 at one point. But now it's just a 7-point lead, and William Penn trails by 7. Freehill gets it away, tapped by Packey. Gerke hustles for the loose ball. Gerke spins off of Freehill. Skip pass out to Robinson, sidestep the jumper, too strong, rebound to Peoples, and she runs the break with Pavesi. Pavesi back to Peoples. And that cuts the deficit to 5 for William Penn. 2:58 remaining. And Dustin Young needs another conversation with his group. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community.
So quick timeout, under 3 minutes to go. CMU has had their, what was once a 15-point lead, trimmed down to 5. Heck of a fourth quarter for the Statesmen. Great fight. Not one to go down easily in Fayette. On the shot clock, and CMU has not crossed the arc yet. Skip pass. Washington has to heave it short. Rebound to Patke. And a great second chance point opportunity. Patke with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the field. Freehill, off target pass. .210 remains. Washington directs the set. Drives on Jones, cut off baseline. Gerke fires back out to Patke. CMU burns this clock. Now the shot clock, great crossover. Robinson off the heel. Washington throws it off of Jones. Excellent hustle. Yeah, that awards CMU an extra possession and potentially 19 more seconds to burn. Washington with 24 points, 6 rebounds. But a turnover, maybe. Gerke unable to haul it in. And Pavesi the other way. Fouled by Gerke. Gerke sit in front of her. It's a tough foul to take, but it's just the 3rd team foul in this quarter on the Eagles. Pavesi opened from way downtown, and she left it short. And she is now 1 of 7 from distance. CMU just gets it across the timeline with 1:25 to go. Gerke spins off of Freehill, across over the lane, poked away in the hands of Patke, 5 to shoot. She wants to dance, drives, kick out. Gerke quick trigger, and off the mark, but Robinson the offensive rebound. And after CMU was out-rebounded badly by Mid-American Nazarene, a much more competitive effort tonight, out-rebounding the Statesmen 40-31. KJ charged, and that's a foul on the Eagles. That's her 3rd personal, so with 50 seconds remaining, William Penn down by 7. They could really use a 3, but they've really struggled in that department tonight, 5 of 24 from distance. Smith has been their leading scorer, but she misses that time. And a reach-in foul after the rebound. Fourth personal on Smith. Erin Jones with 4. Nobody outside of Ellie Tybert for CMU has 4. CMU in the bonus. Patke to the line, where she has been 2 of 2 tonight, 14 points. I think that rebound and the follow at the end of the shot clock for the Eagles has been a big statement piece of trying to close this game out. Really stem the bleeding for the Eagles' advantage. And the Eagles have expanded their lead back up to 9. Statesmen have to have a 3 here. Jones, double, backs it back out, splits through, poked away by Gerke. What a night, Asnate Gerke. Freehill will try to pick up in the backcourt, and this one is over. CMU wins, and the losing streak extends for William Penn. That's 5 losses in a row. CMU moves above 500. Now 4-3 overall, 1-1 the Hart, and 3-2 at home. What a night, Asnate Gerke. 11 points, 7 steals, 7 turnovers you don't like. She did have 5 assists and 6 rebounds, so she filled up the stat sheet, that's for sure. And CMU leads by 10. And they will be on the road down to the Kansas City area to face Park. And then Culver Stockton before Thanksgiving. But a good way to get back in the win column tonight. And they finish this 4-game homestand 2-2. Hard to ask for more. And Dustin Young's squad picks up the win. Final score 73-65. Dakota Smith with the last points, 24 points for her tonight. Kayla Jones with 12. Nobody else in double figures for the Statesmen. Monica Washington, 24 points, 6 rebounds. Caitlin Packey, 16 points, 8 boards. And effort we mentioned by Asnate Gerke. Taylor Robinson with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. We'll have the men's game coming up after this. I don't think we will see Dustin Young right after this game. We've been seeing him at the halftime break of the men's game. Look forward to talking to him about this win. A really excellent second and third quarter. CMU won the second quarter by 8 and the third quarter by 7. Asnate Gerke played 35 minutes and did a phenomenal job for Central Methodist. That wraps it up for the women's game. We'll have the men's game coming up after this. CMU wins 73-65. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.